at 8 o'clock. We're going to go on 1 minute of 8 o'clock. Do I have to do anything here on my end? What is he saying?
I don't understand.
Okay. It's almost 8 o'clock. Okay. We're going to take it at 1 minute in front of 8 o'clock right now. I have
7:55.
7:55. Good evening and welcome to the Battle by the Bay from Atlantic City High School. My name's Tony Blum along with Harry Sachs, and we're just watching the conclusion of Pleasantville against Constitution High School here at the Battle by the Bay. And of course the game we're going to be covering for you in just a few minutes is going to be a one game that's very familiar as far as the participants to many people in the area, and that's going to be St. Augustine, the Hermits, taking on Atlantic City's Vikings. And we're anticipating a very, very exciting game and a big crowd here because these two teams, they know each other very well. Both coaches respect each other very much as they've known each other for such a long time, and so it just makes for a great evening here at Atlantic City.
And, you got the two legends going against, each other here, which is always exciting. And talking about excitement for here in Pleasantville, we got a 4-point game where it looked like Pleasantville was going to run away with it there, but not so quick. So we'll watch the end of this, and then we'll get ready for Atlantic City and the Prep. Two contrasting styles, Tony. We've seen both of the teams, a couple times, and we have a more methodical, a lot of play running, a lot of plays from the Prep that they run. They're never stagnant, and then we've got the Atlantic City Vikings who like to run up and floor and pressure you from the minute they step on the floor to the minute they step off the floor.
No question about it. Defense is the key, and we're going to talk about what Gene Allen told me that he feels he's going to want to do in this game. And of course, St. Augustine, they know each other so well, but then again, there's always some things that are unexpected when these two teams get together. You think you're going to get one thing based on watching film and what you know about the other team, but then again, they want to try to change things up and make it a little bit more difficult for you to run what you want to run. And of course, for rodeo, we know one thing he always likes to do, and that is control tempo, and Atlantic City likes to do the same thing, and they want to get up and down.
Yeah, and like we said, we've seen them, and we saw them play against, Pleasantville, which is another team that likes to run up and down, and that was a 10-8 score we had at the end of the first quarter. And then the Prep just started running their offenses, and they like to run too. It's more of a controlled run, not that they're running up and...
How many times I said that?
So we are here at the Battle by the Bay. Had a little interruption there. We apologize for that. But St. Augustine runs their sets on the half court very well. Atlantic City wants to get into transition, get up and down, and use their defense to turn into offense, so a contrasting style. But that's been the case for many years.
Right, and the one thing that I've noticed about the Prep, this year, watching them, a few times, is that they don't have like a big star on their team that they, sometimes usually have, but they're very, very deep, the Prep is. They're very, very deep, and, a lot of times when you take a starting player and insert somebody who's a 7th or 8th man, on the bench, you lose something. But as far as the Prep goes, when they make their substitutions, it's like seamless. They don't really, lose anything by putting in their subs, which is a, great thing to have, because sometimes when people get into foul trouble and stuff like that, that really, hurts you. But like I said, the Prep, that's the thing that I've noticed, about them. They're very, very deep, and they don't lose much when they go to their 7th, 8th, and 9th man.
And in the first game today, Quality Education of North Carolina knocked off Olympus Prep of Williamstown 72-50, and we have to agree, Harry, that that team from North Carolina, Quality Education, is as big a team as you're probably going to see in high school basketball.
Yeah, I just wonder what they, what they were feeding those kids down there, because when we walked in the gym, usually you maybe see 1, 2, maybe 3 guys that are over, 6'7" or something like that, but the whole team looked like they were 6'8".
Yeah, well, they have a 7-footer, 6'8", 6'8", 6'8". They're very, very, very big, no question about it. And they won that game in rather convincing fashion. Coverage of St. Augustine Prep is brought to you by Anata Wine Bar, 216 Bellevue Avenue in the heart of Hamilton. Phone 609-704-9797. Call for reservations or to book your next event. And it's known all over the Delaware Valley, Johnson's Popcorn on the Ocean City Boardwalk, specializing in their delicious caramel corn. You can get Johnson's Popcorn in individual servings all the way up to 3.5-gallon tins. Look for them in your favorite food market or party store. Johnson's Popcorn is at 1368 Boardwalk in Ocean City. Phone 1-800-842-2676 and have your popcorn shipped to you. They're also online at johnsonspopcorn.com. That's Johnson's Popcorn since 1940. It's Tony Blum along with Harry Sachs. Going to bring you the St. Augustine Atlantic City basketball game here in the Battle by the Bay. Coming up in just a few minutes, and they've been doing this a long time, this Battle by the Bay. And there have been some great players who have participated in this event, and it's been going on a long time. Of course, today, Harry, there's a lot more tournaments than there used to be when this one got started. But this one's still hanging in, and of course they have this beautiful redone facility here at Atlantic City. It makes it even better.
26 years they've been running this tournament, you know. I remember it back, you know, back in the day when they first started, you know, how big it was. And as you can see, Tony, when you look at the program that we have there, you've got teams from all over the place. Last time we saw, you know, North Carolina, you know, we're going to have the benefit of seeing 2 local teams here, you know, which is going to fill up this gym, you know, by itself. And it always culminates with the Pleasantville and Atlantic City game, which will be on Sunday. And that game is not only exciting basketball-wise, but they have that, I don't know, what do you call it, a dance-off or what, with the cheerleaders. And you want to talk about entertaining. It is unbelievable, you know, to watch what these kids, I mean, put in, the time they put in to showcase their talents during halftime of that game.
Final score, Pleasantville knocking Constitution 76-70. Constitution High School out of Philadelphia. So now,
and Tony, you know, now we're, you know, January 31st. Tomorrow is the 1st of February. So we're starting to, you know, see a picture become a little bit clearer. You know, first we have the Cape Atlantic League Championships between you know, girls and boys, so the picture is starting to clear up there. We'll take the girls side, you know, first. And as it looks like there, as we see the teams coming out on the court now, we have Atlantic City coming first, and you can see on the back of those shirts there, Tony, defense. And that might be Gene Allen's middle name, you know, who knows. But anyway, we're getting back to the Cape Atlantic tournament. You have 7 teams of girls that are just about locked in, you know, to that, you know, situation there. And on top of the 8th spot is open up for grabs. You have Middle Township at 11-3, just lost last night to the Wildwood Catholic girls in what was supposed to be, you know, a great game. Then you have Ocean City, who started off 1-5. All of a sudden, they're 10-5 now. They've really turned that around. It's one of Paul Barufi's better coaching jobs that I've seen, you know, how he's turned that team around. Then, of course, you have Mainland coming in at number 3 with the Kylie Watson show. And if you've never seen her play, she's going to Oregon on a full basketball scholarship, you're missing something because she's a great talent. Then you have Atlantic City, who plays a little bit like their boys do. They like to go up and down the floor and pressure you too. They come in, that looks like number 4 with 12-4. Wildwood Catholic is definitely in. They just had a huge, you might call it an upset game over Red Bank, who's ranked 17th in the state in girls basketball. ACIT is number 6, the way it looks. They're coming in 8-5. Alma coming in at 7. Now that's the top 7 left. The bottom's wild card spot looks like it's a little bit, you know, open there. You have Gammy, who just won 6 straight. Now tomorrow they play EHT. EHT was 6-6. Now they're 6-8. They had some injuries on the team, so that's a big game tomorrow between Absegami and EHT for that 8th spot in the tournament. That looks like that's going to be that. Now the boys, got a different story over there. Some different teams. You have Wildwood Catholic. We all know about Wildwood Catholic. You know, they're ranked in 6th in the state in the Star Ledger. They're playing team up in Philly, you know, from California. It's crazy, you know, what they're doing. It's really fun to watch. They're definitely going to be the #1 seed. Now you have number 2, the Prep, who was really handled by Wildwood Catholic. You know, and like Paul Rodeo said, they beat us in every aspect of the game. But as you know, as it goes on, take a coach like Rodeo, you may throw some monkey wrenches in there the next time they play. Lowland, 12-4, they lead the National Division. Atlantic City, they won 11 straight. All right, so Gene Allen has them back. St. Joe's, they're second in the National League. They come in at 11-2. They have one player that, I don't know if you've seen him, but first name begins with an S, Skyler or whatever, but he's the real deal coming there. Then you have Cedar Creek, they're second in the National Division. Then you have Holy Spirit, they have wins over Pleasantville and Atlantic City. And you have Pleasantville, which just finished winning here, who comes in at 8-9, but they played one of the toughest schedules, you know, of all the Cape Atlantic teams. So they're well tested and they're ready to go as far as the tournament goes. So that gives you a little picture there of the Cape Atlantic tournament that we're going to have at the end of February. And like I said, everything is starting to clear up now in that both divisions, but we still have some things up to grab.
All right, we're going to take a look at both of these teams in just a moment. But if you're planning a party, you want to make it special, you need to get a Rodeo custom on-site catering involved. Rodeo Catering has provided a wide variety of food and drink to gatherings all over New Jersey. From birthday parties to wedding receptions to spectacular tailgating at major sports events. When you plan your next event, make your first call to John Rodeo at 609-839-6209. You set the date, they bring the party. It's a Rodeo Custom Catering. Email them at itsarodeo@gmail.com. I believe I saw him earlier in the house here tonight.
Yes, yes he is. And I know Mr. Rodeo provides the food for the prime events shootout that we just had there. And knowing that I do the book for all 10 games, I spent a lot of time there, and I'll tell you what, his meatballs are to die for. That's #1. All right. Then I heard some. My favorite is his mac and cheese.
Okay.
So you can use him. I can tell him if you look at my stomach, I know food a little bit.
Okay. I understand that. So let's talk about St. Augustine. They come in at 13 up and 3 down. They won 3 in a row after that beating they took at the hands of Wildwood Catholic, but we know what they are. They're very, very well coached. They have a very well-balanced attack. Have some big people up front in Delaney, who's 6'6", and Horton, who's 6'6", and also Palak, who's 6'4". But the key in some of these games that we've seen has been Marco Jackson. He's a 6'3" guard, and he just seems to assert himself when they need his offense because he's able to handle the basketball, he's able to stick it from the outside, and he is very good at taking it to the hole. So he could be the key here tonight.
Yeah, I think you make a good point there, Tony. Like, you know, you and I both know him because we noticed him last year as a freshman, and you know, in our many conversations on the ride up and back in the car, we said this kid's going to be special if he keeps continuing on the pace that he set last year. And so far, he hasn't disappointed us. Like you said, all his facets of the game, you know, have improved from last year and got better. And he looks like he might have put on 2 or 3 inches from last year, you know, too. So I think that's a name that, you know, we're going to be talking about for the next couple of years. And, you know, also tonight, like you said, he have the ability to take over the game if they let him to. Now maybe you want to talk a little bit about what Gene's going to do.
Yeah, well, let's finish up a little bit about St. Augustine first. I mean, it's going to be interesting to see what kind of defense that they play against a Atlantic City, because you know Atlantic City pretty much is not that great from the perimeter. They want to take it to the tin. They want to get out in transition, and they use their defense to do that. So it's going to be interesting to see how they play offensively in this game.
Well, and you know, Tony, that Paul, no problem changing up defenses. You know, I mean, he's not, stone cold, I'm going to play man. You never know what he's going to throw at you. Like the 2 games that we've seen him, the adjustments that he made after the first quarter turned both games around. Both games were close. Then he just started running away with it, because he looks at those tendencies in the first quarter. You can look at a lot of film, but on game night, what he's great at is making game time adjustments.
No question. Well, against Pleasantville, in that game, they played in zone early on, and it was causing them some trouble. And then they went to a different way to attack it, and they forced them to come out of it. And then once that happened, second and third quarter was pretty much all St. Augustine. So he's kind of like a Bill Belichick during game day in that he makes very good adjustments, and that's what has made him such a great coach over the years, because the unexpected that another team may throw at him does not really affect him as far as, okay, this is what we've been practicing all week, but this is what they're doing. We know how to attack it.
But the biggest thing that you're going to get that, sometimes you can't make an adjustment to is the pressure that Atlantic City will try to exert on you. You don't get a chance, Tony, to take a breath with them, because I can tell you right now, we saw them last night, all right, and if you're not playing defense, you're coming out, all right, and somebody else is coming in. If you're getting beat, you're coming out. So that's the one thing that they have to deal with, the prep there, and sometimes that can make you do crazy things, and sometimes it makes you just slow up and be more concise about what you want to do instead of playing hurry up.
We're going to take a look at the Atlantic City Vikings in just a moment. First, I want to mention this game is brought to you with the best wishes of everyone at County Electric in Atlantic City, who encourage you to get out and support your favorite high school team each and every week. And if you need a sign, well, then you need Captain Charlie. Captain Charlie uses Blue Water Graphics and Cape Signs to create signs for real estate and other businesses. They do construction site signs and window lettering for your business. They can also provide the lettering for your van, truck, car, or boat. You can reach Blue Water Graphics at 609-823-8891. And Cape Signs at 856-506-0610. Signs, banners, vehicles, windows, they can supply whatever lettering you need at Blue Water Graphics and Cape Signs. So taking a look at the Atlantic City Vikings, they have won 12 in a row. They are now 13-3, same record as the Hermits. Of course, when you think about last year's team, how it struggled early on, but one of Gene's best coaching jobs last year, despite the fact that they didn't make the Cape Atlantic League tournament, won a couple of games in the state tournament, and a lot of those players are back, and you can see the difference in that team. As far as what Gene said that he expects, well, he says, you know what, they may play a zone against us, and that would not be surprising because, as we talked about, the Vikings are not great in shooting it from the perimeter. So he also said, which I did not know, the fact that they've won 12 in a row is really impressive because they played 8 games straight on the road and won them all. So
that is impressive, that they've done that. And you know what, we saw them, against EHT, and you know what, they might be forced to hit from the outside. And we did see some shooters the other night that did hit some outside shots. So you know what? Hey, you can always get hot from out there. And if that's what the defense gives you, and you can't get inside, you're going to have to live and die with it.
No question. On defense, as you mentioned, Harry, we're going to go with the pressure defense, full court, trapping. That's what they do. He also said that in the half court they may look to spread the floor, get some isolation stuff as well. So he felt they have to contain Delaney, and who we talked about, Jackson. Those are the two keys as far as he's concerned defensively.
And you said, Tony, you might spread the floor a little bit, and you know what? That would work to Atlantic City's advantage because of their quickness. If you can spread the prep out a little bit, and draw their big guys out a little bit, you may have some lanes there that you can take it to the basket. So that might be a workable, strategy for Gene, But the thing is, these kids really want to do that. And, that's the way he is.
But we did see them do that quite a few times against Garber Township.
Yes.
They were very patient in working the offense, and so that's a side I'm sure that Gene likes to see. One thing we also want to mention is Naquan Blakely, who is a twin to Nassan Blakely. He severely injured his knee against Garber Township. It was not a pleasant thing to see. We saw him before the game, and he's wearing a brace on his knee. They don't know exactly what it is or if he will need surgery or not, but I want to wish him the best because young man who's very, very quick, only a junior.
Yeah, he was having a good game, too, out there before he went down. So, like you said, we wish him the best. Got a chance to talk to him a little bit. They're not 100% sure, but, usually with that type of thing, you got to wait a little bit till the swelling goes down before they can really get in there and find out what it is. So we just hope maybe it's something that surgery won't be required.
Absolutely. Hate to see anyone get injured. And we've all seen images watching games at all levels of the leg bending in certain ways that it's really not intended to bend, and that was one of those things. And as soon as it happened, he was grabbing his knee, and you knew, I should say, it wasn't anything good because he was in a lot of pain.
Yeah, we knew right away that it was something serious.
So both teams have retreated to the sideline. And we're just about set for the introductions of players here from the Battle by the Bay.
I didn't know if we were going to have the national anthem, so I got, quiet.
Committee members come out real quick. I'd like to make a presentation and remember someone who has always been supportive of the Battle by the Bay, who is no longer here with us right now. And that's Coach Michael Ramsey. I'd like for his wife to come out, please. Coach Ramsey, as we affectionately call him Mikey, will be sitting right there. He's never missed a ball game. And Mikey, you are truly missed. Jack, please, to Coach Michael Ramsey for your support throughout the years of the Battle by the Bay. You are missed. The Battle by the Bay community. Thank you.
There have been so many people who have supported this tournament over the last 26 years. And
yeah, they like to recognize them, and that's always, people give their time and effort. That's something they get paid for, to make it special for the kids here and for the city of Atlantic City, to do this. So, yeah, it's nice to see somebody get honored, for their contributions.
This presentation is to a young man who came in and resurrected the Atlantic City High School's basketball program. We call him the GOAT, the greatest of all time, Coach Gene Allen.
And now they are honoring the incomparable one. Gene Allen, who of course earlier this season became the winningest coach in the history of Atlantic City High School, surpassing Bill Swain, another great coach, and they've got a bunch of them. And Gene is a special guy.
Yes, he is, and he's a character, and he's just one of the nicest guys you want to meet. You think he's a little crazy on the court, but
totally different off the court.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, there isn't nothing that he won't do for these kids. That's something that he's known for, and that's what it's really all about.
No question. And The interesting thing, and the thing that really is impressive about some of these Cape Atlantic League coaches, just these two here tonight, the number of wins that they have had, how long they've stayed around. I mean, we talk about Tom Veracco, too, who's come back, and how he's coaching, how many wins that he has had, and others as well. But great fraternity of coaches in the Cape Atlantic League.
And something where they all respect each other.
Especially used to.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. We'll have the introductions now.
So St. Augustine will be the visiting team, and they will be introduced first. As we mentioned, 13-3. They're in second place in the American Conference with a record of 6-0. Atlantic City on top, 7-0. Keith Palak, introduced first, a 6'4" junior. Now Marco Jackson, who we talked about in the pregame, 6'3" sophomore. For the Hornets, Quentin Burnley also being introduced, the 6'3" senior.
Number 25, John
Horner, a 6'6" junior.
And number 31,
And Matt Delaney.
The Herberts are coached by Mr. Paul Romeo.
So interesting in this game that Quentin Gormley is starting and Kevin Foreman is not. Foreman, really the point guard, don't know if he's sick or it's just a strategic move by Coach Rodeo. Have to wait and see how that plays out to see if Foreman plays at all.
Yeah, well, that was something, that I noticed, right away when they had the lineups there. So, we'll see, like you said, whether he's sick or maybe just a strategic thing.
For Atlantic City, Jaden Jones, a 6-foot junior. Jaheim Frederick, he is a 6'3" junior.
Number 5,
Baran Holmes, he's a 6'2" senior. For the Vikings,
Number 0, Tariq Chapman.
Tariq Chapman, a 6'4" senior. I like the way he plays the game. We saw him against Egg Harbor Township, very smooth.
Yes, he is.
And of course, the big guy is Stephen Bayard, a 6'7" senior.
And probably one of the most improved players in the Cape Atlantic League.
Yeah, you could see he had a lot of potential last year, but he has really come on.
You're right, he really has come on. And it's really nice to see a kid, put in the work and be rewarded, for it by, leading his team right now to 12 straight wins here. So, like you said, if you put in the work, you should be rewarded. And he is. So we're ready for the tip right now.
Just about set for the opening tip. Bayard jumping against Horton, and the tip is controlled by Atlantic City. Frederick. Outside he sends for Jones, who's holding the basketball. Looks like they are, in fact, coming out in that zone.
Well, now they come out in the zone, now we're matching up.
Okay. Goes to the right sideline to Frederick, holds it high over the head. Frederick looking down low, looking to make the move. Puts on the floor. One hops down low to Palms. Outside sends for Frederick, center court. For the long-range jump by Chapman that is no good, and the rebound is taken off by Horton, but it's picked up by Bayard. Down the lane for the scoop that is no good, and rebounded by Horton. Ahead it goes to Delaney, the left-handed scoop. That is good.
Well, there's a mistake that they turned into 2 points. Now we're in the zone, they're talking. They're talking right now on all the switches that have come out.
Center court, Frederick directing traffic. Throws right sideline to Chapman, holds the basketball. Center court Jones, they swing it left side for Frederick to the baseline. Forced jumper is no good, out of bounds, last touched.
Yeah, that was definitely a force, there, but, by him. Atlantic City's got to show some patience here.
Inbounding will be Frederick. It's picked off by Jackson. Jackson one-on-one down the lane with Byard for the scoop that is no good. Rebound Horton for the follow that is no good. Tip still no good. Outside for the long ranger attempt, but taken off by Gormley.
And 3 rebounds, there for the Hermits. Atlantic City's got to box out. They can't have that happen throughout the night or they'll be in trouble.
Gormley right sideline. They swing it deep along the left side for Jackson. Center court for Gormley. Down low finds for the baseline one-hander for Delaney. That's no good, on the rebound is chased down by Jones. Ahead it goes for Chapman. Left-hand corner Bayard for the side jump. It is off the back of the rim, no good. Rebound taken by Jones, but then loses control, and it's going to be St. Augustine basketball.
Yeah, a lot of good hustle going out there. Now you'll see Atlantic City picking up, full court here. Putting the pressure on in the back court right away.
Halleck with an inbound pass to Jackson. He's watched by Jones at center court. Throws right sideline to Gormley. Gormley circling to his left. He hands for Horton. Snaps right side for Halleck. Slaps it to the left sideline for Jackson. Jackson to the free throw line. Loses control. It's taken off by Byard. Byard one hops to the cutter. Who lays it home. That was Palms. Sweet look there by Byard, and he found Palms, and easy 2.
Defense there. That got him those 2 points.
Right-hand corner, Gormley, played tightly by Frederick. Outside for Jackson, nearly a steal by Jones. Underneath, looking to feed the lady, but a whistle.
And you can see the pressure, they're putting on the Hermits here.
Tapped out of bounds, last touch by Atlantic City, so Gormley to toss in. Left baseline, it goes to Delaney. He loses control, but it was tapped out by Byard.
Yeah, right now the size really hasn't been a plus for the Hermits getting it inside yet.
By the way, Kevin Foreman not playing. He is injured and will be lost for the season.
Oh, gosh. That's a big loss for the Prep. He's the quarterback for them.
Inbounding Jackson from the far sideline. Throws it into the backcourt. It's taken off by Halleck. Leaves it for Jackson. Watched by Jones. Accelerates down the lane for the scoop, and it's poked away. Taken off by Chapman. Run hops. Attempt for the cutter. That's Frederick, but it was poked away and out of bounds.
And it looks like Jackson is taking over at the point there, for Foreman running the offense there. And that could be tough because he wants to take it to the basket. He doesn't necessarily want to run the plays.
Chapman right sideline. Center court, it goes for Frederick. Frederick looking, returns to Chapman right sideline. Center court, Jones. Gene Allen shouting to reverse the basketball. Right baseline, the side jump is good by Byard. 4-2 Atlantic City. 4:40 left in the opening quarter. Jackson watched by Jones. Accelerates past Jones. Underneath finds Delaney all alone for the reverse. No good, but he follows and he hits.
And that's what they can't let happen. They can't give him 2 shots down there, Tony.
But a great look there as well for Delaney. He was loose underneath the basket. Right sideline, Frederick. 4-0. Outside Chapman. Chapman, left-hand corner, it goes for Palms. Center court, he throws for Frederick. Right sideline, Chapman. Left sideline, he throws for Jones. Deep in the left-hand corner to Palms. He's going to bring it out to the head of the key. Right-hand corner, here's Chapman for the side jump. It is no good, and the rebound taken off by Horton. Releases to Jackson to the forecourt. Jackson cuts left, and he's poked. And he's going to pick up a foul. Is Palms. Reaching for the steal, didn't get it, but did get a piece of Jackson.
And Jackson is looking to take it to the basket, every time, But the big thing I see, Tony, is the rebounding for the Hermits. They can't get second and third shots. Atlantic City's going to stay in this game.
Inbound pass taken by Devaney, backing his way, looking to feed for Horton, but kind of a no-look pass there, and he just threw it errantly.
Well, he thought one thing, and then he thought the other, so the ball went out of bounds.
We're tied at 4 with 3:42 left. Opening quarter. Atlantic City and St. Augustine. Moving it out of the backcourt is Frederick. Frederick, right sideline for Chapman. Center court for Palms, looking to drive, has it poked away, nearly loses out of bounds, and he does. Nick Leo will check in, placing Horton. Lose a little bit of size, but Nick Leo is a tough player.
Yeah, very tough player.
Inbound pass to Jackson, watched by Blakely.
Yeah, and he can take Blakely if they open up for him.
Devetti head of the key, left-hand corner, goes for Gormley. Gormley cuts in, has it rejected, taken off by Brown. Down the lane for the floater, yes. Fired.
One end to the other there. Nobody stepped in to take the charge there. He was coming full steam ahead.
Here's Jackson again with a step underneath. Finds Delaney, puts on the floor, has it poked away and stolen by Frederick. Ahead to Chapman, 2-on-2. Chapman down the lane, floater, yes! Will it count or was it a charge?
Basket's good.
So they give him the basket and one.
And I'll tell you what, Coach Romeo is not happy, just signaling for that, timeout there. He is livid.
2:48 left in the opening quarter. Atlantic City on top, 8-4. Are you hungry for melt-in-your-mouth pot roast or meatloaf just like Mom used to make? Then after the game, head over to your Egg Harbor Township Golden Corral. They've got all of your home-style favorites, from fried chicken and mashed potatoes to oven-fresh yeast rolls and a chocolate waterfall that flows all day, every day. Plus, they have a strip steak and shrimp on the weekends. Sirloin steak, dinner every day, and a customizable burger bar at lunch. You'll find it all at Golden Corral, located at 6725 Black Horse Pike in Egg Harbor Township, right in front of Boscov's. Or let Golden Corral cater your next tailgate party. Simply call 609-272-8171 and experience Golden Corral catering today.
This game has not started off the way the prep would like it, now, but it certainly has started off the way Gene Allen, wants it to go. And I'll tell you what, they miss Foreman out there running the show, Tony.
I mean, Jackson has been able to beat his man one-on-one, and in so doing has drawn the defense to him and found Delaney on several occasions underneath, but they just haven't been able to convert. Free throw is good by Chapman. Inbound pass for Westcott, who's come on for St. Augustine, to Chapman. Watched by Blakely. Chapman, Jackson outside for Palak. Underneath, he finds Jackson. Jackson having trouble with the dribble, looking to feed down low. But again, taken off by Byard. Byard to the forecourt. Right-hand corner, Blakely, side jump, no good. Rebound taken off by Palak. Ahead throws for Jackson. Jackson, right side of the lane, again looking to feed underneath, but he is fouled by Blakely.
I'll tell you what, Jackson, for my money right now, is just putting the ball on the floor too much. Instead of looking, to pass the ball and make that defense of Atlantic City work. He's just dribbling and his man's just taking him.
Checking in now for the Hermits is Xavier Ernest, replacing Palak. Inbound pass to Jackson from Westcott. Jackson with a step is down the lane, and he's fouled.
Yeah, and that's the thing, he needs a little bit of help, there on, covering him.
He will move to the free throw line to shoot 2.
I'm trying to get number one's, name here where you are, because that's who's covering, Jackson. He's having a little bit of difficulty.
Free throw is good by Jackson. It's one of the Blakely brothers.
Jackson makes the first there.
He will get another. Second is also good. Checking in now is Lucas Rudy. Taking his seat. For the Hermits is Westcott. Here's Chapman on the inbound pass.
A little zone press here, a little trapping going on.
Right-hand corner for Palms.
Not effective though for the,
Outside the Jones holding the basketball. One hops right-hand corner for Chapman. Underneath finds Palms on alone, and he has a rejected good defensive play coming up from behind to swat it. Right sideline. The down low pass for Delaney. He's triple teamed and now taken off by Frederick, who's in a hornet's nest there. Jones way outside. Chapman all alone for three. Yes! So Chapman got loose and connected from deep. 12-6. Here's Jones watching Jackson. Jackson with a step. Jackson with a scoop that is no good. Delaney with a follow, and that is good.
And just tough in there, giving them another free, another free shot on that. They just can't keep giving them. That's going to hurt them, even though they're up by 4. They got to box out better because those guys are just too much reach over the top.
12-8 with 46 seconds remaining in the opening quarter. Right sideline, it's Frederick directing traffic. Puts on the floor.
Get out of there!
Snaps left side for Chapman. Returns to Frederick. Frederick down the lane for the scoop that is no good. I think that might have been a double dribble.
Yeah, turning it over there. Yeah, turning it over there. Yeah, they've got to do a better job, though, down there boxing out Atlantic City.
Just over 32 seconds left in this opening quarter. 12-8 in the backcourt. Having trouble with the dribble is Rudy. Leaves it for Jackson. Moves it across. Probably going to play for the final shot here with just 18 seconds left. Watched by Jones, right sideline. Jones comes out to put more pressure. Great spin move by Jackson. Behind the back, pump fake. Leaves it for Horton. With 4 seconds left, down the lane for the floater that is no good. Back tap taken by Chapman, and that's it.
A really good quarter for the Atlantic City Vikings, up 12-8. A lot of missed shots, inside, there by the Hermits.
Shore True Value Hardware in Summers Point hopes that you'll continue to shop locally. They offer friendly service and expert advice. At Shore Hardware, they'll do anything to help. They're open weekdays until 7, Saturdays till 6, Sundays until 4. Help just around the corner at Shore True Value Hardware, 515 New Road in Summers Point. Phone 609-927-6464 or visit them online at shorehardware.com. And Shoppy's is even better online. You've probably visited their showroom at 1031 Shore Road in Linwood, but at Shopee.com, you can select and design your own trophy or award and order it right there. Shoppy's also has a complete line of unique gifts. Remember, you're not presenting the finest trophy unless you're presenting a Shoppy trophy. Phone 609-653-1684 for Shoppy's since 1921. Checking in for Atlantic City, Chad Lewis along with Nate Daly.
Well, Coach Rooney was trying a few different guys to replace Foreman in there, but that's not an easy task. Like we said, he was the quarterback, and he runs the show, for them. Plus, he's probably one of the best defensive players in the Cape Atlantic League, is Foreman. That's a shame that he's out for the rest of the year.
It is. Never want to see that. Of course, we talked about Blakely, one of the twins, had the knee problem against Egg Harbor Township, but it's unfortunate. But that's sports. Here's Jackson on the inbound pass. Jackson spins left, being watched by Jones. They're making Jackson really work. Right baseline, here's Horton. Horton outside, sends for Halleck leaves it for Horton, circling to his left, deep along the left sideline to Gormley, returns to Halleck, right sideline. Pump fake, deep right sideline. It goes for Horton, and Horton
out of bounds.
Stepped on the sideline, end line.
Unbelievable pressure they're putting on. You can see Gene, rotating some different guys in.
Yeah, looks like there might have been a foul there.
That guy was on number 1.
Zion Kendrick, seeing the ball there?
No. Yeah, different number, 25, Tony.
Okay, that was Horton. Here's Jones, center court. Goes right side for Daly, holding the basketball. Daly, right-hand corner for Palms. Underneath finds the big guy. That's Byard. Returns to Palms' right baseline. He's cut off, and he steps on the end line.
I think we need a bigger court here. We've got a couple guys, step out of bounds already. Again, full court pressure by Atlantic City.
Jackson again will bring it up court against Jones. Center court, snaps right sideline for Horton. Horton deals up high for Delaney. Goes along the left sideline for Jackson. Jackson steps to his right, now spins on Jones. Here's the jumper that is no good off the back of the rim. Rebound is taken off by Jones. Jones with a step. Jones down the lane, and Jones loses control.
Tip out of bounds
by St. Augustine.
Yeah, the prep just looks out of sync offensively. Part of that was the pressure from Atlantic City, but they just seem like, they're not comfortable.
Jones to inbound. Left-hand corner for Palms. He's going to bring it outside. Center court, he throws for Daly. Right sideline to Jones. Jones puts on the floor. He's going to pull up for the jump. It is no good. The rebound with position to Delaney. Leaves it for Jackson. Fires up court for Gormley. Underneath to the cutter Horton. Cut off outside for Halleck. Deep left-hand corner for the jumper by Horton. That is good, and he can stick it from deep at 6'6".
Yeah, that's the first open look that he's gotten, all night, and he drilled it.
Daly, down low pass for the big guy again, Byard. Underneath, no good. The tip, no good. The follow's no good, and Byard was fouled on the play, and the 6'7" senior will move to the free throw line.
Yeah, Byard's had good position, under there. Kept the ball alive, to himself, and, resulted in a foul against the prep on that. So he'll get 2 shots for that, and that's all effort under there by him.
Horton picks it up, his second. First is good. Checking back in is Frederick, along with Watson for Atlantic City. So Gene Allen getting players in as well. Second is no good off the back of the rim, and the rebound taken off by Delaney. 13-11, Atlantic City continues to lead it. Jackson switching hands on the dribble, and Paul Rodia wants to talk things over with 5:31 left till halftime. Atlantic City on top, 13-11.
Second timeout for the prep.
Coverage of St. Augustine Prep is brought to you by Anata Wine Bar, 216 Bellevue Avenue in the heart of Hamilton. Phone 609-704-9797. Call for reservations or book your next event. That's Anata. And it's not all over the Delaware Valley. That's Johnson's Popcorn of the Ocean City Boardwalk, specializing in their delicious caramel corn. You can get Johnson's Popcorn in individual servings all the way up to 3.5-gallon tins. Look for them at your favorite food market or party store. Johnson's Popcorn, 1368 Boardwalk in Ocean City. Phone 800-842-2676 and have your popcorn shipped to you. They're also online at johnsonspopcorn.com. Johnson's Popcorn since 1940.
Well, we'll see what kind of adjustments, Paul Rodeo is going to make on this. But I'll tell you what, if this defense intensity keeps up for Atlantic City, they got a real shot here. And what they're doing when the ball goes into the bigs, they're all converging on that. And he's got his back to the basket. He can't see the people that are leaving there that are open.
Halleck to inbound. 24. Knocked away by Frederick.
What's his name?
So St. Augustine to trigger from the far sideline. Halleck to toss in.
For the prep. Okay.
Center court down the lane for the scoop that is nowhere near. Let it go in, and the rebound is taken off by Atlantic City. Great low-look pass, but can't get it to go. Great pass by Watson on the other end. It's Jackson soaring and scooping and hitting.
And nobody really back, on that break, allowing Jackson to go, straight to the basket there.
Right sideline, Palms. High jump. It's good. Just turned and flipped it up and hit. So when you get the 6'7" big guy for Atlantic City sticking it from the outside, you've got something going.
I mean, he's definitely shooting with confidence, tonight, every time he goes up.
And hits the free throw. Fired with 8 points. Inbound pass to Leo. Leaves it for Selby.
Find a lot of guys at that point there.
To Jackson, right sideline. Jackson looking to make the move on Frederick. Now double team. Sends outside for Halleck. Watched by Lewis. To Selby. Deep along the left sideline to Leo. Leo puts on the floor. To Delaney. Deep in the left-hand corner. Puts on the floor. Drives the baseline and he's
out of bounds again. Hey, Atlantic City is just not giving them any room to drive that baseline. They have owned that baseline right about now defensively. They're not getting there.
16-13, the Vikings on top. Down the lane is Frederick, but he loses control. Selby now loses out of bounds, but last touched off the knee of St. Augustine. That'll be Atlantic City basketball. Paul Rodeo does not agree.
Now he's going to the other ref trying to get some help there, but not going to get any help. Calls made, that's it.
So Chapman to trigger from the near sideline. Tosses in to Frederick. Steps to his right, sends left side for the jump that is too strong. The attempt by Watson, and the rebound is taken off by St. Augustine. Selby up court to Gormley, down low for Delaney. Looks to return to the cutter, and it's off the fingertips of Gormley and out of bounds.
Once they get that ball into that post, Sonny, with their back to the basket, there's a double team coming from the other side. If they would recognize that, maybe they'd be getting an easy layup the other way, but they can't see without no eyes in the back of their head.
Moving it across is Frederick. Tosses right sideline to Chapman. Up high to Byard. Leaves it for Chapman right side. Chapman deals outside for Lewis. Puts on the floor, lobs it left side for Frederick. Frederick at center court. Snaps left side for Lewis. Spins, scoops, no good, and the rebound is knocked out of bounds, but there's going to be a whistle on the play for over the top on Atlantic City.
Hey, as a coach, I'll buy that one, all right? That's just being aggressive. All right, just being aggressive on that.
Inbounding is Gormley. Comes to Selby. Selby accelerating. Selby's down the lane, and a blocking foul going to be called on Lewis.
Nobody back. Gene's going crazy because you can't have that. Nobody back on defense there. He's running alongside of the guy, rather than beating him to the spot, thus, fouling Selby. Selby's got some quicks, I'll tell you that.
He does.
I haven't really seen much of him in these games.
First, good. And the second is also good.
All right, we got a little full court 1-2-2. Full court press here. See how Atlantic City handles it. Nobody in the middle, but they throw it all the way across, almost about out of bounds.
Right side Chapman to Byard. Outside for Lewis. Holds the basketball, tosses right side for Chapman. Leaves it left side for Frederick for the scoop. It is no good. The tip no good. The follow is good. Number 30. That was Lewis. 18-15. Circling to his left is Selby. Leaves it for Horton. Gives back to Selby. Deals right side for Jackson. Watched by Frederick. With a step. Now the pull-up is rejected and taken off by Chapman, who's ahead of everybody for the scoop. That is good with the left hand.
I'll tell you, the help defense is unbelievable for Atlantic City.
Tapped away by Atlantic City. Now picked up by Frederick. Those quick hands of the Vikings have really paid dividends. Deep in the left-hand corner. Here's Chapman. Side jump, no good. Got a whistle on the play. Technical foul is called on, let's see. Five, that's Palms.
I'm not sure what the call was for foot.
Palms talking with the officials, trying to determine what exactly the infraction was, but the Gene wants to get him out of the game.
Right. It's a technical, no matter, what I don't know exactly what he did under there, but, it's not going to make Gene Allen happy, getting a technical and losing the ball on that. But I will tell you, though, the help defense that they are getting, and if that's what you're hearing now, that's Gene yelling at one of his players. But the help defense that Atlantic City is getting is really helping them stay in this game. As soon as they get that ball into the post, with their back to the basket, somebody's coming over to help. And only makes 1 out of 2.
That's Palak who shot the free throws. They also get the basketball, trailing at 20-16 with 2:04 left till halftime.
And like I said, when they get the ball in the post and back to the basket, they can't see who's coming over to help on them. And instead of kicking it back out, they're losing the ball or trying to drive the baseline. They've stepped out of bounds 3 times already, Tony.
Gormley is back in the basketball game for St. Augustine. Jones also returns for Atlantic City. 2 minutes left till halftime. Jackson moves it across to Gormley along the left sideline. Sends up high for Palak with a pump fake. Palak double team. Having trouble, loses control, but it's picked up by Horton underneath to Delaney, and he drops it home.
Yeah, that's what they need to do. See the open man there.
8 for Delaney. 2018 with 1 minute and 35 seconds left till halftime. Jones moves it across, sends for Lewis, right sideline, directing traffic as he circles to his left. Snaps left side for Chapman. Chapman holds the basketball. Puts on the floor, up high for Byard. Byard with a pump fake. Underneath for Chapman, who cuts the baseline. No good. Missed an easy one. But Lewis with a follow, and he hits the floater.
Wow, great rebound there by Lewis. Lewis coming in, and the prep throws it away.
Too strong for Palak.
The thing is, I as much as we love Jackson, he is not comfortable playing the point. He is so much better off the ball. He's just not comfortable playing that point.
Moving it across is Jones, left side for Chapman. 1 minute left in this first half. To Jones, right sideline for Lewis, who's come off the bench and played well. Center court Chapman, they swing it left side for Lewis, up high. Byard turns for the jump. It is no good. Rebound is snared by Horton. Gives off to Gormley. Gormley moves it across. Gormley leaves it for Jackson. Center court. Here's Horton. Long range jump is good. That was Horton, yes.
That was a 3.
22-21. And a whistle along the right sideline. Ball poked out of bounds. Last touch by St. Augustine. 26.2 left in this first half of play. Inbounding is Chapman. Looking. Right-hand corner, it goes for Jones. Moves it outside. Watch by Jackson. Right-hand corner for Chapman. Returns for Jackson, center court to Jackson with 16 seconds left. Jones leaves it for Chapman with 10 seconds left. Just holding the basketball. Now he's going to put it on the floor. Right-hand corner for Jones. Drives the baseline. Outside for Lewis with 1.1 seconds. And he hits a three at the buzzer.
And it's not exactly how they designed that play, but Lewis doesn't care. He got that ball and just rose up and drilled the three-pointer from the outside, giving Atlantic City a 25-21 lead. And I'll tell you right now, Rodeo should be happy that he's only down by 4 because they have not played well. They really, really miss Foreman running the show there. Seems like he just keeps putting guys in to see, who's going to, take over the point. Jackson is not comfortable with that. So Selby looked like he might be the man.
Well, if you're planning a party and you want to make it special, it's a Rodeo custom on-site catering involved. Rodeo Catering has provided a wide variety of food and drink to gatherings all over New Jersey, from birthday parties to wedding receptions to spectacular tailgating at major sports events. When you plan your next event, make your first call to John Rodeo, 609-839-6209. You set the date, they bring the party. It's a Rodeo, custom catering. Email them at itsarodeo@gmail.com. And this game is brought to you with the best wishes of everyone from Calvi Electric in Atlantic City, who encourage you to get out and support your favorite high school team each and every week. We are at halftime, third game of the evening here at the Battle by the Bay. And we're going to step aside for just a few minutes, and then we'll be back with more from the Battle by the Bay, Atlantic City, and St. Augustine after this. right, back here at Atlantic City, both teams are back on the floor. Atlantic City on top, 25-21. That big three-pointer right at the buzzer by Chad Lewis.
And I'll tell you what, the one thing that I said at the before we went on at halftime was the Prep should be happy that they're only down by 4. Then I got the stat sheet from the table over there, and something just jumps right off the table at you. The Prep in a half has committed 14 turnovers. That's a testament to the pressure defense that Atlantic City is putting on them. There's times when you see a team like the Prep not have 14 turnovers in a whole game, let alone in the first half. You know, and on the flip side, Atlantic City, you know, which plays fast and maybe they don't want to say careless, but they throw the ball around. They only have 4 turnovers, right? And they're up by, 4 points. And they've shown a lot of patience, Tony, on offense, moving the ball around. Not that they're screening us or anything like that and getting back doors or anything. They're just moving the ball and getting open shots. Where Atlantic City, it's like I said a couple times, not to be redundant, or every time they get the ball into the post with their back to the basket, help is coming from the opposite side, and they're getting tied up there. And nobody seems to be able to, take a good old drop step and, put the ball in the basket. But they're coming over and, helping on the big guys in there, and they really haven't been able to do much for the Prep. And the last point I'll make is Foreman, the quarterback that they have, all right, not playing out there, and they're just keep putting different people at the point, finding somebody to take over, and thus far they really haven't.
The other thing that's very interesting as well, Harry, and you take a look at the rebounding statistics, 17-10. St. Augustine leads it, and yet they're still trailing in the ball game, so it's that turnover ratio that really has separated these two teams as far as the score is concerned, because normally if you're going to out-rebound Atlantic City, you're probably going to be in good shape, but not so here in the first half.
No, that's a statistic that doesn't, always jive, with what's going on here. Well, we'll just see what happens with the Prep, what they do out here, but they got to get some constant from the point guard, and their ball movement and their decision-making have to be better, because Atlantic City is just putting pressure on them and forcing those turnovers. So, like I said, 14 and a half, that's outrageous.
Same starting 5, Chapman, Byard, Frederick, Palms, and Jones for Atlantic City. Same case for St. Augustine, Delaney, Gormley, Pollock, Jackson, and Horton. Atlantic City will have the basketball as Chapman tosses in to Jones as he moves it across with the acceleration cut off. Now leaves it for Byard outside. Fires cross court deep in the right-hand corner for Chapman outside for Frederick right side. Frederick looking to direct traffic. Switching hands on the dribble, just with a stationary dribble. Now center court, watched by Pollock. Left sideline, it goes for Palms. He sees the opening for the scoop. It is good. He just saw the opening and took full advantage.
It looks like, the Prep is coming out in man. They're changing it up a little bit from the zone that they had.
Jackson has the step. Jackson with a scoop. Nicely done there by Marco Jackson with 6.
Well, I'll tell you what, he saw the crease in that, net. Just took it to the basket.
Jones accelerates, looking to feed underneath to Palms, but just off his fingertips. Gene not particularly pleased with that particular play.
It looks like they're picking up man. Full court.
Gormley leaves it for Jackson. Jackson watched by Jones. Working off the pick from Delaney. Sliding to his right. Outside Pollock leaves it for Horton. Horton for Pollock. Long range 3. Too strong, and the rebound is taken off by Gormley. Underneath for Jackson. Jackson backing his way. Might have used the elbow a little bit, but no call. Loose on the floor. And two players crash into each other, and it's going to be off the hands of Gormley.
And I'll tell you what, they were really going at it. I thought they were going to land on our lap there, but, thankfully they didn't.
Inbound pass.
Gene wants that ball moved around, not dribbled, but passed around, making them move.
Jones at center court. Watched by Pollock. Sends right side for Chapman. Chapman. Down low pass for Byard. Knocked away, but retrieved by Frederick for the floater that is no good. Rebound taken off by Delaney. Gives it for Gormley. Gormley up court for Pollock. Down low for Horton. Up high for Delaney. He's watched by Palms. Down low pass intended for Horton. It's intercepted by Byard. To the forecourt. Byard down the lane for the scoop, but no, leaves it underneath. That Palms.
What a great pass there. What a great pass by Byard there. You know, he saw his teammate right underneath there. Could have went up for the layup himself, yet he passed it off to get the short thing. Really great. Timeout. All right, officials timeout. All right, so we're not really taking the timeout, so unless he wanted to check somebody or something out, thought it was called by, the prep, but it wasn't. So the prep will take the ball.
Inbound pass to Pollock. Gives off to Jackson. Jackson moves it across with a stutter step. Left-hand corner leaves it for Gormley. Sends right side for Pollock. Pollock with a pump fake to the right baseline. Cut off by Chapman. Outside for Horton with a step. Loses control. And nearly retrieved by Frederick. But it's going to be off his fingertips and out of bounds. Inbound pass to Horton. Right-hand corner. Sends outside for Pollock. Puts on the floor. Works off the pick from Delaney. Leaves it for Jackson. Watched by Jones. He's got the step down the lane. Scoops and hits.
No help on that one for Jackson. He just blew right past his man and went in for an uncontested layup.
29-25. The Vikings on top. Jones with a pull-up. That is no good. Tip no good, and it's retrieved by Palms. Right baseline, it goes to Byard. Underneath for Palms. No good. Rejected in the rebound. It's taken off, that is, by Delaney. To Jackson. Jackson cuts between two defenders, and he hits the deck, and he's going to have a non-shooting affair.
Yeah,
Palms picks up the personal block, but will not be going to the free throw line.
Jackson just looks like, he's determined this, quarter to take over this game and try to drive to the basket.
Gormley to toss in. Delaney, right baseline side jump is good. Nicely set up on the inbound pass for Delaney. 29-27. St. Augustine creeping closer. Chapman right side. Holds it high over the head. Puts on the floor. Underneath to the cutter. Palms for the floater that is good. A great pass and the finish.
I tell you, they really look for each other on the drives there.
Jackson accelerates. Jackson again down the lane for the scoop. It is good. And we've seen this before. He's working against that smaller guard in Blakely, and he said, I'm taking it.
Somebody's got to step in and take a charge because he's going straight to the basket. All right, somebody's got to take a charge against Jackson.
Left sideline, Chapman. Chapman, center court for Byard. Swing it right side for Frederick. Frederick puts on the floor, leaves it for Chapman. Loose for the jump. It is off the back of the rim and hits the top of the backboard and out of bounds. Checking in now is Chad Lewis, who's going to be replacing Palms. He had a great first half off the bench, hitting that three right at the buzzer.
You're looking at, about almost a foot advantage that Jackson has over who's covering him.
So Jackson again working against Blakely, and Blakely trying to do his best against the much taller Jackson, who handles the ball like a much smaller player. Devaney lobs it right baseline for the side jump. It is good by Pollock for three. Off balance there, but he able to connect.
Now just, rose up and threw that one down.
Chapman along the left sideline. Deep the left-hand corner for Lewis. Back to Chapman to Lewis. Now to Blakely for the side jump that rims the basket, no good. Devaney had the rebound, lost it, now recovers to Jackson. Down the lane, scoops, no good. And the rebound is going to...
Yeah, it is going to be a foul. Yeah, number 14 for...
That's Leo.
Right,
He's
Leo coming in, charging on that, definitely hit him in the back.
Watson will check in, replacing Lewis. So a very short stint there by Lewis.
And now the prep is taking over now, 32-31.
Yep. Kenny Selby checks in, placing Horton. So here's Chapman. Vikings down for the first time in a while. Blakely right sideline. Right-hand corner for Watson for the reverse. This no good. Off the back of the rim, and the rebound taken off by Leo. Had the step. Just could not finish. Selby slants to his left. Deals for Halleck. Halleck puts on the floor. Up high it goes for Delaney. Delaney cuts in and lays it home.
Yeah, really nice drop step there by Delaney, to complete the layup there.
Blakely, right side for Chapman. And Gene Allen wants to talk things over with 2:12 left in the third quarter. They trail it 34-31. Well, do you need a sign? Well, then you need Captain Charlie. Captain Charlie uses Blue Water Graphics and Cape Signs to create signs for real estate and other businesses. They do construction site signs and window lettering for your business. They can also provide the lettering for your van, truck, car, or boat. You can reach Blue Water Graphics at 609-823-8891 and Cape Signs at 856-506-0610. Signs, banners, vehicles, windows. They can supply whatever lettering you need at Blue Water Graphics and Cape Signs. 34-31 is St. Augustine, who's taken the lead here in this third quarter.
Well, it wasn't so much the adjustments that they made. It was just that they're handling the ball better, and Jackson is taking over a little bit, Tony. And they're not able to contain him. They're not getting the help on him that they were in the first half.
Yeah, they're executing better, and they're making some of their shots they weren't making in the first half. Lewis right side. One hops left side for Frederick. Frederick deep in the left-hand corner for Chapman. Chapman double teamed. Outside looking for Byard.
Yeah, a little confusion there in Atlantic City on where they're supposed to be. All right.
Inbound pass comes for Frederick. Frederick directing traffic. 1:45 left. Third quarter. Lewis, right sideline, leaves it for Frederick. The jumper is no good, but the rebound is followed and in.
Looks like Byron got that one.
Yes, he did. They needed that one.
Yes,
Deep in the left-hand corner, a side jump is no good by Pollock.
But they said he got fouled on that. Looked like a good block, there, but I guess he got him with a little bit of the body.
Frederick picks it up. So he'll be shooting two.
And they just look like the poise is a little bit better for, the prep than it was in the first half. Not as rattled as they had been.
Hits the first. Pollock, the 6'4" junior with 8 points. He will get one more.
Guess he was shooting a three on that one, Tony.
Exactly.
That extends that lead for the prep.
Hits them all. 10 points for Pollock. Byard for Chapman, returns to Byard. Ahead for Lewis. Lewis down the lane, and Lewis is called for steps, losing control.
Yeah, he just thought he saw a little opening there, but it wasn't there. Tried to take the jump stop, but it didn't happen.
Up court for Selby, left side. Selby puts on the floor. Selby, the center court. Reversing to the left baseline with a scoop that is no good, but he draws the personal.
Tell you what, Atlantic City stays on their feet like that, and they don't leave their feet, they're going to get a charge call on that, because he was definitely somebody who was, out of control going along the baseline. But he left his feet, and, he fouls him. Just stand there and take it.
So Selby shoots a pair first. Good. Horton checking back in.
All right.
He'll be coming in, I think, for Selby.
Gene Allen is echoing my take a charge there.
Second is also good. 4 points for Selby off the bench.
Get Leo in there. He's a tough cookie, Tony.
So 39-33 now, 6-point advantage for St. Augustine. Fire up court for Blakely. Nearly steps out of bounds, has to force it, and it's picked off by Horton. Horton to the forecourt. Horton up high for Delaney. Delaney double team. Delaney sends right-hand corner for Pollock with a pump fake. Does not shoot. Leaves it for Jackson. 40 seconds left in the third. Jackson looking to work off the pick from Delaney, but then tells Delaney to retreat. He doesn't need the pick. Works the left side. Now with a step. Retreats. Going to work for the final shot here in this third quarter.
They're just clearing out for him. They're all on the baseline. They're going to let him go. Maybe run a screen off of that.
Already up 6. They'd like to make it more. Looking to fire down low, but it's picked up by Chapman. Chapman to the forecourt, has it taken away by Jackson with 4 seconds left. Jackson up court. Long-range jump is no good by Delaney, and that's it. That's the end of quarter number 3 as St. Augustine now leads it 39-33.
Yeah, they owned him that quarter.
And are you hungry for a melt-in-your-mouth pot roast or meatloaf just like Mom used to make? Then after the game, head on over to Egg Harbor Township Golden Corral. They've got all of your home-style favorites, from fried chicken and mashed potatoes to oven-fresh yeast roast and a chocolate waterfall that flows all day, every day. Plus, they have strip steak and shrimp on the menu weekends, with sirloin steak at dinner every day and customized burgers bar at lunch as well. You can find it all at the Golden Corral, located at 6725 Black Horse Pike in Egg Harbor Township, right in front of Boscov's. Or let Golden Corral cater your next tailgate party. Simply call 609-272-8171 and experience Golden Corral Catering today.
Well, they outscored them there 18-8, to take over the lead there. Let's see if Atlantic City can get the composure back a little bit. But we saw a little bit of the Jackson show there, being able to take his man. But they got to really come and they got to help on that. And they were doing a much better job of helping in the first half than they did in that third quarter.
Yeah, the defense of Atlantic City certainly nowhere near as effective. Didn't create as many turnovers, and that's their bread and butter.
Got a little extended timeout here with the cheerleaders showing you what they're going to put on come Sunday.
Don't forget, you can hear that game, Pleasantville at Atlantic City, the finale of the Battle by the Bay, right here at 97.3 ESPN FM. Mike Gill and Mike Franklin are going to bring it to you.
That's always a good one.
Always a packed house as well.
Yes, absolutely.
The neighboring communities. So it'll be Jackson inbounding from the far sideline, up 39-33. Let's see how they play it here. If they try to work some clock or they try to extend that lead, or be more deliberate in what they're doing. Right side, Pollock with a pump fake. Pollock underneath, all alone, Delaney, and just reverses and lays it home.
Yeah, a little miscommunication there by AC on the end. Nobody really had him there. Found the open man for an easy layup.
41-33. One hop pass attempted by Frederick to Lewis along the right sideline. Knocked out of bounds. Atlantic City basketball.
Yeah, Atlantic City needs a basket here in a big way.
Of course, we know they can go on a run very easily with their defense. All of a sudden, that 6, 7, 10-point deficit turns into an advantage. Lewis, right baseline, side jump is no good. Rebound tipped up and taken by Jackson. Jackson ahead for Pollock to Jackson. Head of the key. Jackson with a step. Looks to flip left baseline.
Nobody there.
Nobody there at all.
Closest one was Paul Rodeo. They got to, that's a turnover that's so unforced. Drives the coach crazy.
Jones is back in replacing Lewis. Center court, here's Jones. Jones with a step. Jones down the lane for the scoop. It is good.
Jones, they definitely needed that. Need to stop here.
Good defense by Jackson, but he was able to scoop it under the arms. And there's Jackson just throwing it up there. I don't know if they're going to give him the two-shot foul.
It looked like a travel to me, but somebody stuck their hand in. That's it. Number 2, on Byard there, trying to do too much.
They are going to give him the 2 shots. Look as if he was actually fouled before he went into the shooting action, but
we're not officiating.
We're not, no.
We just call it the way they call it, maybe not the way we see it.
Selby back in replacing Pollock, who looked to be a little gimpy as he left the court. 41-35. Jackson with the first that is good.
Yeah, that one really hurts, that, Tony, because it really looked like he traveled on that, but instead the Hermits are, getting 2 shots at the foul line.
Second is too strong, and the rebound taken off by Chapman. Ahead for Jones. Jones cut off. Down low for Byard. Spins,
and he got fouled.
And he was hit. That'll move to the free throw line for a couple.
Right. Number 13, Jackson, on the foul there.
That's his first.
Yeah, nobody's really in a whole lot of trouble when it comes to that fouls.
Byard hits the first. And he will get another. Second.
Good.
It's good, but they say it will not count.
Stepped in. Just stepped in. Your own guy's shooting. You can't step in. That just cost them a point there.
42-36. Back in the ball game is Selby one more time. Delaney up high, double teamed, leaves it right side for Selby. He's going to let fly for 3 and hit.
That was from downtown there for Selby. Nice substitution by Rodeo there, putting him in for some defense.
Yeah, just
sort of
a push shot there, and he hit it, a rainbow, and he dropped it in. Down the lane, knocked away by St. Augustine. They have trouble with the dribble. Now here's Selby again, left baseline, this time short, but Delaney with the rebound, and Delaney with an offensive foul, dropping the shoulder.
Yeah, definitely lowered that shoulder and elbow and said, I'm going to clear out. But, good call, buddy, referee, on that one.
45-36.
But they're putting the pressure on Atlantic City, full court too, making them make some decisions. And that one goes out of bounds.
Yeah, Byard was driving the lane, had it poked away from behind, got out of bounds. Inbounding will be Frederick from underneath his own basket. Inbound to Byard, spins, turns, forces, and has it rejected. That's touched by Atlantic City.
And 3 guys around him and tried to make that shot. That's not a shot you want to take. You want to pass that off to somebody.
No,
somebody's got to be open if you got 3 guys on you.
Exactly.
Try to get a little trap there. And, Atlantic City gets called for the foul, number 11.
It's Frederick.
Frederick on that. Hey, you got to gamble a little bit here, Tony. You're down by 9. Not that their game is out of reach, but you got to gamble a little bit and maybe set some traps out there.
45-36, St. Augustine on top by 9. Shore True Value Hardware in Summers Point hopes that you will continue to shop locally. They offer friendly service and expert advice. At Shore Hardware, they'll do anything to help. They're open weekdays until 7, Saturdays until 6, and Sundays until 4. Help is just around the corner at try that Shore True Value Hardware, 515 New Road in Summers Point. Phone 609-927-6464 or visit them online at shorehardware.com. And you've probably visited their showroom at 1031 Shore Road in Linwood, but at Shopee.com, you can select and design your own trophy or award and order it right there. Shopee's also has a complete line of unique gifts. Remember, you are not presenting the finest trophy unless you're presenting a Shopee trophy. Phone 609-653-1684 for Shopee since 1921.
Now let's see, what Atlantic City tries to do here. They're going to try to trap and maybe, take some gambles here.
Inbounding is Gormley to Selby. Selby's center court watched by Frederick. One hops left side for Gormley. Up high for Delaney, has a poke away from behind, but recovered by Horton. He has rejected, but Delaney follows, no good, and he is fouled on the play.
They doubled down there on that, and they got the block, but then the ball got tipped out, and Delaney gets it, and they foul him, That's 4 fouls there,
Bombs picks up his 4th.
Yep.
That was
they're gambling there. They're trying, to, create turnovers, but
first is good by Delaney. Interesting because Delaney passed it down low to Horton, and then Horton was rejected, but then Delaney followed from the free throw line to pick up that rebound and pick up the personal.
And the one thing about the prep is they shoot fouls well. He drops the second one in there, too, giving them an 11-point lead.
47-36 with 5:24 left in the ballgame. Chapman snaps up court for Frederick. Down low for Palms, but it's picked off of the outlet by Selby. Scoops, no good. Rebound, tap, no good. Rebound taken by Gormley, left baseline. To Selby, right-hand corner, down low for Delaney. Cuts in, no good, but he was fouled on the play.
And the thing that they're doing now, they're trapping down low, or they're double teaming down low, but it was working in the first half. But now the big guys are taking control. They're not putting the ball on the floor. They're taking a little drop step, and doing some different stuff down there. So when they're putting 3 guys on them, it's just not working like it did in the first half. And then they're fouling them to boot. And that's a recipe for disaster because they shoot the fouls so well.
And he'll move to the free throw line to shoot 2, and that's Palm's 5th personal foul, so he's done for the evening.
Well, I'll tell you what, got no problem with his effort out there, none at all.
First is good.
And now you might just see the prep go more to a deliberate offense where they're going to work the clock, with a 12-point lead. There's no sense, you don't need much more.
Second is no good. Frederick with a rebound. Right side for Bryant. Holds the ball away from defense. Center court for Jones, deep in the left-hand corner for the side jump. It is no good by Frederick. Rebound taken off by Jackson. Jackson switching hands of the dribble as he moves it across the Selby right side. Watched by Daly. Cross-court pass for Jackson for the flush. As he gets the step.
Talk about taking over, Tony. He just saw that lane open to the basket, dove right down, and flushed it right down that rim.
The scoop down the left side of the lane by Daly is no good, but he was fouled on the play. So at the free throw line will be Nate Daly, a 6'3" senior.
Yeah, got to keep that ball out of Jackson's hands. Deny him the ball there, because right now he's he's just ready. Like you said before, Tony, he has that ability to take over the game, and he's doing that.
Second, good. So Daly hits 2, his first 2 points of the ball game. Back in is Pollock replacing Selby. Delaney throws right side to Jackson. Jackson underneath to Horton, easy 2.
And that's the way you break a press. That's exactly how you break a press there. Don't put the ball down, just pass it down the court.
Right side, Chapman. Chapman looking for Byard down low. Finds him, and now Byard is poked in the eye, it seems, and officials not making a call. Byard seems to be okay. Gene not happy with the no call.
No, not at all. And out on the court there, thought his player was hurt. Fortunately, the refs are not calling the technical on that one.
There's Jackson. Jackson to Horner, right-hand corner. Horton will bring it outside, leaves it for Gormley, left side. Circling to his right. One hops right side for Jackson. Jackson triple team, protects the ball, and a whistle.
Yeah, they called timeout, but didn't really need the timeout. They got the foul call before they called the timeout to prep. And you can see Paul Rodeo telling them right now, we don't need baskets. All right, we need to work that clock, around. And if they're going to foul us, let them do that. Now it's a 1-on-1 situation with 8 fouls on Atlantic City.
Jackson with the first, that is no good. Rebound is tipped up and taken by Atlantic City. Chapman, but it's stolen away. Horton lays it in.
Yeah, Jackson, stole it and then just dished it to horse, and easy 2 points.
54-38. Left side. Byard. Outside, Frederick. Floater, no good. Rebound, tip, no good. Taken by Delaney. Delaney outlets to Jackson. Jackson for the lob to Horner. And he can't handle it. It's out of bounds.
Yeah, tried to get a little bit too cute there, a little bit fancy, and it backfired on him, Paul Rodeo saying, just make the layup, please. We're not here getting points for how stylish it is.
Yeah, it's not showtime. Long enough sideline, Byard. Right-hand corner, Chapman. Chapman with a step. Chapman cuts in, tip, and he gets it. First 2 points of Chapman.
Got to get some turnovers. Nope. That's not how you get a turnover. That's how you tackle somebody on the court there. So, going to send them right back to the line. That's going to be number 9 on them. Next one is 2 shots.
2:47 left in the ball game. Interesting, I was about to make the point. That was Chapman's first 2 points of the second half.
Wow.
And they count on him for points. He had 8 at halftime. Matt Delaney, the 6'6" junior, 17 points. 1-on-1 hits the first.
Yeah, like we said, you don't want to put them on the foul line. They're too good in that area of their game.
Second is also good.
Well, Atlantic City was able to win that first half, Tony, but, right now the prep just took over in the second half.
Jones down the lane for the scoop. It is good, and he was fouled by Selby, and he'll look for the three-point play the traditional way.
Tell you what, the prep, like we said, before the game, they may not have a lot of stars on the team, but they are deep. And you look about the contributions across the board from their bench, and their starters there, which enabled them to come back in this game.
Well, plus they're so well coached as well.
Oh yeah, that goes without saying.
Free throw no good. Rebound snared by Jackson. And Jackson will put it on the floor against Jones. We approach 2 minutes left in the ball game. Selby losing control momentarily, now losing again. Jones ahead of everybody, scoops, and no good. Rebound on the follows Daly, and he hits.
Yeah, that's it. He called the timeout. Hey, Atlantic City's not quitting, you know, and that's one thing you can always say about a Gene Allen team. You know, they're going to be in it till the end, even though they're down by 12 points with a couple minutes to go. They're going to try.
Well, you saw the exact formula for them to get back in it. Steal the basketball and get an easy two, maybe even a three-point play. They trail it, though, 56-44. Coverage of St. Augustine Prep is brought to you by Anata Wine Bar, 216 Bellevue Avenue in the heart of Hamilton. Phone 609-704-9797. Call for reservations or to book your next event. So Atlantic City trailing at 56-44, down by 12.
You know, you saw the patience and, you know, the adjustments, you know, by Paul Rodeo at halftime there. And Atlantic City just doesn't have enough firepower to really get back. Like you talked about, Tony, they're not a great outside shooting, you know, team where they've got a couple three-point shooters that can get them back into a game quickly.
Inbounding Gormley, it comes to Horner, returns to Gormley, up to Pollock. Pollock puts on the floor, cross-court pass for Horner, deep in the right-hand corner for Jackson. Cross-court pass for Pollock, too strong, and it's taken off by Chapman. Chapman leaves it for Byers, down the lane, no good, but he was fouled in the play. Of course, that could have easily been a three-point play if you could gotten it to go, but still.
Yeah, and Horner's a little bit upset. He thought he got all ball, but, you know, most of the time, the big guys think they do get that. But what he did by fouling him there is, instead of being able to get 3 points, Tony, he can maybe get 2 at the line, but it was a good foul.
And he can get 2 at the line with the clock stopped.
Right, that's it.
Hits the first. Second, good.
That's it.
56-46. 10-point deficit for the Vikings. Right sideline, Horton. To Jackson, right-hand corner. Jackson cross-court, out of bounds. The last touch by St. Augustine. And, of course, we talked about it. Not going to say it's going to work to whereby they're coming back all the way, but it can happen. Here's Jones with 150.
That's what happens when you don't quit.
Jones kind of the key. Jones losing control, tossing it away to the right-hand corner, looking for Lewis, but you could see as he was throwing the basketball, he lost his balance, and that affected the pass.
And that hurt. You know, that's a possession they want to have back, you know, there. Get no points about it, you know, effort to steal.
Rooney in the ball game. And here's Jackson all alone for the stuff. Falling down into play is Jones, and he had an easy path to the basket for the jump, I should say the stuff. Left side on the drive, no good. Rebound, no good. The follow by Watson. Daly with the attempt.
And even with a 12-point lead, Paul Rodeo is exasperated by that. It's like, come on, guys, get the darn rebound. Let's push it up court. Why are you fouling guys now when they can get back in the game with no time running off the clock? But Atlantic City misses the foul shot, so it's a moot point.
They'll get another.
But that kills you, you know. This is how teams get back in the game, but the foul line with the clock stopped.
Second is good. Right sideline, it's Pollock. Deep in the right-hand corner for Jackson. Double team, spins away underneath to the cutter. That's Horton. An easy two, but a great look there by Jackson.
Yeah.
And that's what makes him so dangerous.
Yeah, he stepped right through the double team and, you know, gave a great pass for an easy layup.
Deep in the left-hand corner, the jumper by Daly is much too strong, and the rebound taken by Pollock. Pollock, cross-court pass for Jackson with 53 seconds left.
Yeah, that's the thing that you lack, a three-point shooter, you know, that can get you back in the game, and Atlantic City just hasn't been able to connect on those.
Foul called on Atlantic City. But the other thing that makes Jackson so tough to handle is that he gets to the basket so effectively and can handle the ball with size at 6'3" so well that you have to protect against him driving, and then when you do that, he can spot people underneath.
Yeah, he's got really good vision, there, and he's an excellent passer. But if you watch him in the beginning of the game, try to do too much, without Foreman there, tried to drive a little bit too much. Second half, he was more under control.
Second is no good, but gets his own rebound, or almost does, loses out of bounds. But one thing you have to say, it's going to take him a little bit of time to get used to the new position.
Oh, absolutely. And Paul Rodeo was experimenting basically out there.
Here's the scoop by Jones. Great move there by Jones, who lays it home, his 4th point. 61-49. Jackson in the backcourt. Upcourt it goes to Rudy. Deals for Leo, left-hand corner. Lobs it outside for Delaney, looking to play keep away now. Jackson throws right side for Selby. They have some ball handlers in the ball game now. Cross-court pass for Rooney. Leaves it for Jackson. Jackson's double team. So,
5 seconds.
5-second violation called against St. Augustine, but you can see Jackson, he doesn't get flustered at all. He just kicks his ball.
Not even a little bit. Not even a little bit. Hey, 5-second call. You guys can have the ball. We're winning.
Jones lets fly deep along the right sideline. No good with 5.7 seconds left. 61-49. St. Augustine.
Yeah, G just saying, no foul now.
Inbound pass to Rudy, and he's just going to let the time roll off. And that's so the final, 61-49. St. Augustine comes back in a big way in the second half to knock off Atlantic City, Harry, and they do it in pretty convincing fashion. They just played a great second half.
Yeah, and it's been the story that we've seen the last couple of games with them. They have it's either been very close or they've been behind, and what happens, they just, decide to play in the second half. A lot more discipline, they had, and I'm sure when we look at it, you're not going to see 14 turnovers like they had in the first half. When they got the ball into the bigs this half, they did a lot better job of relaxing and, making a little drop step, getting some layups. And then, of course, you can't take away what Jackson did, for them there. And, first game without, Foreman, who's definitely their leader on the offense and defense as far as controlling the tempo and defensively being one of the best players defensively in the Cal. That's really hard to do. And so he did a really good job, I don't know. But, somebody asked me for stats, but I don't have anything. These are from the first half. But, I don't have the score, buddy. I don't know. We got these headphones on, and people just think we're pilots, asking us questions and stuff.
Well, once again, the final score was 61-49. Taking a look at the scoring for Atlantic City. Chapman with 10 points, but only 2 after halftime. Bayard had 13. Palms, before filing out, had 8. And Chad Lewis, 7 points, but all of those coming in the first half. Again, kind of a trend there that you're seeing. Marco Jackson with 18 points. Pollock with 10. And Matt Delaney with 19 points. And really asserted himself in the second half. But really, when you take a look at the second and third, I should say the third and fourth quarter, second half to be more precise, St. Augustine outscored Atlantic City 40-24.
And like, we talked about before, you have the discipline that the prep has, out there. Really didn't show much in the first half. And Atlantic City was able to, take control, with their pressure. And like we said, going in at halftime, Rodeo's a master, like you talked about him being the Bill Belichick of, high school basketball. And, he's got a great coaching staff with him there, and they made the proper adjustments, at halftime. When they got it down low, they threw it to the open man, realized they were getting double and triple teamed. They threw it out of that, and they got some easy layups. Plus, They also made all their foul shots, and they had a couple threes in there to throw it in. And defensively, they did a really good job stopping Atlantic City. And Atlantic City doesn't have the three-point power, to get back into games when they're down like that. They're 2 points inside the yard and driving a little bit, but they really don't have a three-point threat.
And the big difference, of course, in the first half, Atlantic City out turned over St. Augustine 17-10 and turned a lot of those turnovers into points, and that just didn't happen in the second half. And don't forget, coming up on Sunday right here at 97.3 ESPN FM, the finale of the Battle by the Bay. It'll be Pleasantville taking on the same Atlantic City Vikings. So, want to thank Harry Sachs, my broadcast partner. Of course, Matt Ulmer on the video, doing a fantastic job as always. Josh Hennig back at the studio. Thank you as well. Once again, the final score here from Atlantic City, third game of the Battle by the Bay. St. Augustine coming back strong in the second half to knock off the Vikings of Atlantic City, 61-49. For Harry, this is Tony. So long for now.